Hi guys, another song for you here today. We're going to be doing some Bob Dylan. Going to look at Girl from the North Country, the freewheeling version rather than the Nashville Skyline version. Do a bit more finger picking rather than the chords in Nashville Skyline. Alright, let's get into it. There's two main parts to Girl from the North Country. You've got the intro and you've got the verse. We're going to look at the verse first because once you've got the verse down, the intro is a bit easier. So, the chords. You've got E minor 9, which is the first finger on the 3rd fret of the B, and middle finger on the 4th fret of the D. D7 over F sharp. Two ways to play it, because you've got your D7 chord, you're taking the F sharp, put it on the bass. So you can either use your middle finger to play the bass or your thumb. Then you've got G. Folk G tends to be played like this, with the first finger not being used and 3-finger G. We're not going to need our middle finger either. So you've just got the top and the bottom. In the verse, you're not going to use play the high E string, so the little finger doesn't need to be on if you don't want it to. And then you've got C over G, which they play just by bringing these two fingers down to make C, ring finger stays where it is. So there are your 4 chords. The finger picking pattern in the right hand. You've got thumb on the bass, then thumb on the D and middle on the B at the same time. Thumb on the bass, index on the G, thumb on the D. It's good just to get that in your head before you move on. Also, sometimes he adds in a middle finger on the B just to finish. That tends to be in the C and G changeovers. So, 2 bars of E minor 9 to start. On that last note of the E minor 9, he tends to lift off this middle finger, so you get an open D. Back to D7 over F sharp, 1 bar. Now, G, you're going to play the first half of the pattern, then you're going to put C over G down, play the second half of the pattern with the added middle finger on the B. And again. So you do that once, then you go the opposite way, start a C, take it off, finish G, then a bar of G. So that whole line, which is the first line, second line, and the 4th line. The variation is a normal E minor chord, 2 bars. At the end of the second bar, you're going to add in that middle finger on the B again, and move your first finger to the C, first fret of the B. One more time. Then you do a bar of C, half a bar of C, half a bar of G, then the G, C, just like in the other line, finish with a bar of G. So the verse, and again. E minor, and then you finish with the same line again. Intro. Starts, your little finger now comes down on the 3rd fret of the high E string. So you've got G and C over G. You're going to start bass note on the 3 on the G, on the bass. Then you've got thumb on the D, middle on the B, but you're also going to put your ring on the high E, pick all 3 at the same time with a G chord. Then you finish like we did in the verse with the C. Next, it's the same thing with C, but you've got to hammer on middle finger of the C chord. Finish with a G, and this time instead of finishing on your middle finger, you're going to finish on your ring finger. So that bit again, hammer on, G, finish ring. So the first 2 bits of the intro. Then you play 2 bars of C, finishing G. Then it's thumb on the bass, you got C in the left hand, you're just going to play thumb, thumb, E, D, thumb back to the bass, index, thumb on the D, middle finger comes off. And 2, same right hand pattern, just keeping a G. Then you'd be into the verse. So the whole intro. Well, I hope you guys found that helpful. The really important thing is that right hand, just keep that finger picking pattern going. Once you've got that down, the rest should follow pretty easily. The chords, once you've got the chords down, it's just a case of keeping that rhythm, which is the tough bit really. Once you've got that, you'll be fine. Any questions, just drop them in the comments. Again, any requests of songs to do. Until then, take it easy.